Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Love and Light Show, where your special guest is Robin Jardine from Robin's Healing, and she is amazing. She is so intuitive. She's an amazing reader in Reflexology, and she does Reiki and a million other things. I'm so excited for today's episode, and we're going to dive deep into those things so that you guys can ask any questions that you might have around it. It's a conversation, and we're going to tailor it to what you guys need and what messages are coming through for everyone who joins us live today. So I'm super excited. She's also going to do a reading for us for exactly what's happening in our life right now, get any messages from the cards, get some messages just that come through from spirit from her. So I'm so excited. And we're on the Be Life platform. So you have to say hi for us to see you. And Sherry Lynn says, great. Kristen says, hi, ladies. Hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. And it is a conversation. So definitely talk to us throughout. If you have any questions, we encourage you to talk to us in the chat box below. So if you're unfamiliar with the Love and Light Show, it's here every Monday, typically Mondays. We're on a Thursday just from a reschedule. And it's all about bringing you new light workers and healers, people to showcase what they're doing in the world, their modalities, their different gifts or tools or exercises, things that'll help you on your healing journey so that you can be helped and supported along your journey, and know that there's so many amazing tools and resources out there to support you. So you can get like little taste testers of all the different energy works that are happening, of all the different ways that you can move forward with most amount of ease and grace on your healing journey, so that you can be that light in your world, that you can be shinier and cleaner by moving forward and doing the work on your healing journey, and that you can then hold that space for the people around you, that you can be that light for the people in your family and your workplace and your community. And by doing all this, we can raise the vibration of the planet together, because the world desperately needs us to be happier, to be at peace, and to be joyful, and not for hurt people to be hurting people anymore. And I'm Laura McPhee. I'm a happiness coach and healer, and I absolutely love to empower women to get to their dream happy lives. So I work with people pleasers and perfectionists and caregivers and workaholics, and help them let go of all their stress and worries and overwhelm and all the junk and limiting beliefs that have been holding them back, so that they can lead a happy, healthy, fulfilling, and abundant life, and actually enjoy themselves and feel joyful and peaceful on a consistent and regular basis. And we have more people. Hello from, I think that's Arizona. Woohoo, awesome. Good morning. Good morning. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining. Anne-Marie, good morning. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And we're going to get a ton of value from Robin. So I encourage you to share it out, to be that light on your Facebook profile, to share it to any groups that you love, to really raise the vibration of the people around you. So Robin's amazing. She's an intuitive guide. She loves teaching and doing readings and channeling energy to help people and help themselves, help other people, help themselves, help all the people helping other people, so that people can be empowered to help themselves on their journey. She does amazing things. She has a psychology degree. She's a Reiki master. She has her advanced reflexology. She does tarot cards. She does past life regressions. She helps people with whatever she really feels they need to. She also does aromatherapy with oils. She's a medium. She teaches numerology and astrology. She has so many tools in her toolbox, and I'm so excited to introduce her to you. So how are you doing today, Robin?
I'm great, thanks.
Awesome. So yes, you guys definitely ask questions as we go along, and we'll jump right into it. So do you want to tell us more about Reiki and your Reiki journey?
Sure, just let me know if there's an echo or anything.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
And let us know if you guys are hearing good okay, just to make sure that all the technology is working on everyone's end.
So it's funny that you say that, because it's actually the first day of Mercury retrograde.
Yes.
So if people don't know what that means, it just means things kind of go funny with technology, as well as transportation, travel, that sort of thing.
It's on my to-do list today to back up my computer.
Awesome. Yeah. So just something not to be scared of, but just to be mindful of. And that goes until April 15th. So
okay, Kristen says echo.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an echo here. So maybe I'll turn mine down a bit.
I find it a lot better now. I just heard it at the beginning. So.
Okay. I just turned mine down. So if that works for everyone, then that's good. It might have been just picking up extra feed.
It's better now than later.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So glad we cleared all that up. So my name's Robin. I own Robin's Healing. So as Laura already said, I have lots of stuff in my toolbox.
Yeah.
But the main thing that I do is I just focus in on people's energies specifically in specific situations. So if people have questions when I do a reading, I can answer questions, or they don't even have to ask questions. I just tune into their energy. So I'm more of a spiritual healer, but because I have my psychology background, I work a lot with people that have mental illness. So I really love working with people that are in a very low state. So people that are very sick. I really focus on trying to raise people's vibrations and really work with energies. So that's why Reiki and Reflexology are tools that I tend to use. So some people like Reflexology because it's a little bit more hands-on and physical if you have actual physical problems, but then Reiki is also amazing for letting go of any negative thought patterns or negative emotions that you may be carrying without realizing it.
Right.
So that those are just a few things that I do, but today I just wanted to more or less help people with anything that they needed help with.
Awesome.
Specifically so I can reach out to people that are actually here in this moment.
Yeah, that sounds good. So if you guys have any questions about any of those, definitely let us know. And maybe in the meantime, can you explain a bit about Reiki? I've had my level 1 and 2, and it was amazing. It was definitely a big opener on my journey. I discovered, I'm totally an empath, because holy shit, there's so much heat in my hands, and I'm feeling so much more when I connect into someone. So how does that kind of support people from your perspective as a teacher and getting Reiki into their toolbox?
Right. It's actually where I began. So
Awesome.
I always knew that I was a special person. As a young child, I had a lot of lucid dreams, meaning I could kind of channel energy through my dreams, and I was very aware of things. And I would kind of hear strange voices almost in my head. But it was actually me, a version of myself talking to myself. But as a child, I knew that that wasn't really normal. So I was kind of hearing my intuition. And over the years, I felt a bit lost and depressed myself because I didn't know what to do with that energy. So I think that's why I started Reiki, because it was a great entryway to just learning about how energy works.
Yes.
And that's when I kind of started connecting more to my spiritual side and learning that there's more to life than what we can see, and that there is spirit around us that can guide us and lead us. And then there are people like myself and yourself that can, learn these techniques. Anybody can learn it, but you can learn these techniques along with natural gifts that you have and really become a huge helper for people in their lives.
So totally agree.
So yeah, I'm a Reiki master, but you can even do your level 1, which is all about self-healing. So I give you an attunement, which is a type of a ceremony that's really beautiful. And I pass energy that I have along to you, and it increases your sensitivity and really helps you become more aware of what's around you, more or less. And your level 2 teaches you how to help other people. But I really love teaching the 1. I teach a lot of 1s because I just love empowering people as well, like yourself, to learn and grow with in terms of just wherever they are in their life. You don't need to, be at a certain place in your life to do a level 1. You just need to want to learn something about life.
Yes, exactly.
So it's a great starter kit for people that want to learn about energy. Yeah.
Awesome. And Susanna says, I'm very interested. So that's awesome.
There you go.
And Krista says, I love Reiki, the door to my awakenings as well. Yes. I still did it when I was in my corporate job. I was I just want something for me. And I don't even really do it with my clients. I'm just this is for me to heal myself. And Sherry Lynn, I'm taking Reiki courses. Awesome. And then Kristen said, low equals me. I'm a level 1 Reiki, but I'm struggling with depression. So maybe do you want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, totally. Let's channel some energy for her.
Yeah.
So I feel like the big thing is just being able to just be ourselves. So sometimes it's, and Laura, you can relate to this, it's self-love and self-acceptance, because I also did my theta healing training, and I learned a lot about everything kind of stemming from how we feel about ourselves.
Yes.
And when we don't fully love ourselves, that's kind of where depression can come from. It's like we're a little bit hard on ourselves, and it's because of who we're around. So what I would suggest when you feel like you want to become more positive and you want to raise your vibration, it's what our parents told us when we were kids. You know, you are who you hang out with, and and you are what you eat. So a big thing would be to raise your vibration, get more healing work done. Even though you have your level 1, still keep getting more healing from other people. Because if you're around other people that are depressed, or other people who have lower energies, you may feel stuck in that energy. So be around positive people and be in positive environments, and get help from healers. Learn more tools.
And Reiki shares are a really awesome place to find like-minded people who want to share and want to grow together. So that'd be a good recommendation.
Definitely. And I have a YouTube channel that is completely free, and I know you have one as well. So, I mean, all I do is just try to put energy out there and like resources for people. But the more you listen to those videos and pay attention to it, it's all there to guide you and help you in your day-to-days, as well on my Facebook page, just for the people that watch. So free is awesome.
Yes, it is. And she says, makes sense. Thank you. So
you're welcome. And sometimes I feel like I'm not sure if things are common sense or not, but I always try to act like people know nothing.
Right. Yeah. And like, there is a lot of unlearning we have to do in this journey, where it's like, just because this has become normalized and it's normal to be mentally ill in this society because it's go, go, go and pressure and stress and hardship all the time, doesn't mean it has to be. Like, just because it's become normal and the people that we're around have depression or anxiety or need to be medicated, doesn't mean that it has to be like that forever.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at these comments, and I'm seeing people having really positive experiences. I think I'm talking about healing her son's fever as well within 20 minutes. So I think with theta healing as well, you've noticed probably like how quickly you can heal things. So for me, when I realized, I'm like, oh my gosh, this can just happen like literally in 5 minutes. And I've been choosing to hang on to this energy. So sometimes we need someone else to give us a healing session, one healing session. And then after that, they're completely cleared from something. So there are like miracles involved in this type of work. And I think that's why it's so exciting. And so if you've had a bad experience, just try it again with someone else, maybe.
Definitely. Steve said level 1 was life-changing, showed me a new world I didn't even know existed. Totally can relate. And then Marlene, hi, just joining in. Sherilyn, I'm getting loads of healing from Laura. She's been doing lots of theta healing. And Bonnie, so true. And Marlene, I'm also taking my Reiki 3 and Masters this weekend. That's awesome.
Wow.
And then Bonnie, I learned to unattach from my diagnoses. Yes.
Perfect.
So important. So how does reflexology work? I've had like one session before with my feet, and it like hurt. Like it hurt to walk after, which was so strange for me, but I definitely needed to like do some detoxing and clearing. So do you want to explain that to some people?
Sure. Reflexology is very different from Reiki, because Reiki is emotional and spiritual, where reflexology is really dealing with a lot of physical illness as well. But yet we still have a lot of chakras in our feet as well. So people don't realize that you can be healing your solar plexus on your foot through pressure, which increases relaxation, is a heart opener and things like that. So we can really just like open your, I'm hearing like an echo in here, sorry. You can, through reflexology, you can open up your heart. You can clear any negative energy that way as well, but it's more like you'll actually feel the physical effects of it. So with Reiki, you feel lighter. With foot reflexology, you actually, like you said, I had a little bit of pain, or you may get brain fog, or you may have to go to the washroom a little bit more, but we're actually detoxing. So it's an amazing tool for people that are looking to clear any toxins in their body. And essentially toxins are what creates illness. So it's like a a cleanser for people.
Yes.
So a combination of Reiki and reflexology together is amazing, because you'll feel like your problems are actually going away, because you feel it physically in your body for like sometimes like 48 hours.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like holistic, guys. Like I've definitely been in the case where it's super fun for me to do the like mental work or the emotional work and all that kind of stuff. And it's like our body is an important part of it as well. And then Krista says sometimes inner child work is also needed for depression in concert with energy work. I agree. Inner child work is very important.
Yeah, so even talking about inner child, when I do any healing session, I always give people information to go home with. And
Awesome.
I feel like that could intimidate someone, because they may think, oh no, I didn't do my homework. But it's not about doing your homework. It's about like, here's something that if you want to, you can work on. And it's like judgment free. So if you don't work on those things, it absolutely doesn't matter to me. It's just available for you in any time frame. So yeah, inner child work is huge, because I think self-expression and creativity is the most important thing. A big thing when we deal with energy is like, I can apply pressure to your feet, or I can do healing through my hands, but it's up to you what you want to do with that afterwards. So lifestyle is really important. So anybody that suffers from depression, the most important thing is having an outlet. So communicating, but we can also write in a journal, or we can go outside and get fresh air and jump around like a little kid. And that's releasing energy as well. So that's where some of my psychology stuff comes in, because I actually kind of help people with the action steps. So kind of like yourself with the coaching. I do that. I just don't call myself that, because I don't know what to call myself.
I know, it's so hard to label yourself.
Right. And going back,
I can do a million things. What do you want me to?
Right. Yeah. So you probably struggle with that, like your identity as well, because going back to like titles and that sort of thing, even with diagnosis, it's like, as a healer, what would you call yourself specifically? Like, are you you can become lost in your healing identity.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we go, for Reiki, but it could be that your brother needed Reiki. Right. And then it's a connection to the next person. So I always look at, when you're finding your healer, it really has nothing to do with like theta healing or past life regression. It has to do with like something that you're trying to clear that will take you to like the next step. Yeah. So if people focus so much on what your title is, like, oh, I don't like Reiki because it's scary, so I'm going to go for reflexology. It's like, you do know you're getting the exact same thing, just in a different form. Right. And so what I try to do in a session is combine maybe 5 of my services all into one. If they're open to it, and say, okay, well, you actually need facial reflexology for this depression, but I'll still give you some clearing as well. So.
Awesome. And everyone's loving it. Very cool info on reflexology. And then Anne-Marie says, would love to take reflexology, but haven't found anyone in Moncton that gives this course. Don't you?
I do. Yes.
Woo-hoo! And then Kristen was like, same, Anne-Marie. So you guys both just found a teacher.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So we'll just leave my contact below or in the comments, so you guys have a way to reach me.
Definitely. And then Crystal agrees, labels down. We are just conduits. Yes.
Yes, and I think we care about what other people think too much sometimes. And going back to talking about depression, when we love ourselves, we tend to start trusting our intuition and let go of that fear and ego. So Laura and I discussed that before we came on, about helping people get out of their comfort zones. So it's our job to educate, but it's your job to kind of listen to your intuition, and if your intuition tells you to jump onto this video, or your intuition tells you to like walk outside and go down the street and walk into Sequoia. Yeah. Right? So that's a big thing.
And Anne-Marie says, super thanks.
You're welcome.
And Susanna, I left myself thin by paying attention to my inner work and intuition. I've lost over 30 pounds. Awesome. Oh. I have steps that talk myself off a ledge of anxiety. I learned a lot by loving myself like my own best friend, lover, mother, and father. I became the love I needed and always wanted, and scrolling down now. And be brave and face my fears. Awesome. That's so amazing. Good job.
Yeah, so
agrees.
Facing her fears, I think, is what stood out the most. That's as a group, I feel like that's what the group needed to hear.
Yes.
More stories about courage.
Yes, definitely. And I love that we're going to do a reading. So I want to explain how you get to your different messages, how your cards work, so that people can understand. And then I'll kind of let you jump into the message that we have for us today for everyone who's tuning in.
Okay, sure. So I actually have a YouTube channel where I do card readings as well. I teach people how to tap into their intuition and read their own cards. So I've been doing tarot for about 10 or 11 years. So that's actually where I probably really began my energy work without knowing that it was energy work. I just thought it was tarot cards. And I also had a lot of fear around my tarot cards because somebody put a little bug in my ear that it was a negative thing that I was doing. And so I actually stopped doing my tarot cards. So I always knew people loved it, but I was like, oh no, well, I don't know if I'm really helping people because maybe I'm doing something bad. So I went through it also. But the point is that they're positive, and it's really important that you learn that there are lessons in the cards for us. So if you can look at a card and identify with what the lesson is, that's all that matters, because there are cards that are bad, but you're finding the positive in the bad card.
Yeah. So the bad label.
Right. So the Page of Fire is the card that came up for our theme, which is all about working towards passion and finding a place in your heart where you can work from. So it may be that career-wise, you have to question if you're doing what you really want to be doing. Like, are you feeding your spirit? Because that can be related to depression when we don't like what we're doing every single morning when we wake up. Is it our spiritual path? That's a good thing to question. And other healers can help you with that. And then we have Nine of Water. And water is emotions and feelings. It's saying that in terms of romance, that we actually have like a lot of romantic energies with these people. And it's about feeling rich in love. So even if you feel like you don't have a lot of finances or you don't, have that family that you want, it's about a feeling of being appreciative and being grateful for everything that you have in the here and now. So that's lovely. Then we have the Emperor. It says organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. So lots of leadership energy here with the people. Awesome. But the word logic is coming up a little bit. So learning to tap more into the intuition and actually getting help from other people is positive. And also having more discipline to find that courage as well. Awesome. Yeah, and then the last card, it's upside down, so that means we need to pay extra attention to it. And I noticed that the light kind of changed above me. Seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. So worry. So a big thing with people is they can kind of get into their head a little bit. So we want to learn that through relaxation techniques and practicing more motivation, we can tell ourselves that we're capable of doing something. So I think the positive self-talk is a big thing, saying, I can do this. Awesome. And then developing a support group around you. So does anyone have any questions specifically? Yeah, feel free, guys. And Tracy says, great cards. Love these messages. Wonderful. Anne Marie. Yes, they are. I've been certified by Doreen Virtue, the intuitive certification and angel card reading certification. That's wonderful. Wow. Awesome. And Christy popped on. Hi, Christy. And Sherry Lynn agrees that they are positive. So that's awesome. Ooh, and Marlene, I would be interested in the near future to take a course on reflexology. Here we go. Awesome. Bunch of Moncton people who are just like, yes. Well, it's one of those things I feel like we don't really have anybody that lives in Moncton that does it. So that's why I felt really drawn into it. And I go to a psychic and she said, no, reflexology is like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. Very cool. Oh, and Susanna, what is your YouTube channel? So what's your name on your YouTube Robin's
channel?
Healing. So ROBIN' Healing. Awesome.
And then Marlene, awesome messages. Catherine says hi. So we still have like 5 minutes, guys. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want a message, let us know. She's here to help us.
So I actually have a low battery right now, which is funny. But people aren't really asking questions. So why don't we just channel a couple messages for you guys and then head out, if that's good?
That's good, yes.
Quick question before I die. All right, let's see what comes up. So I'm hearing that they need to resolve some issues specifically.
Okay.
So if there's any specific issue that you would like confirmation on. That could also be getting a personal reading, because I do those as well. Right.
And Kristen did said, I live in worry right now, working to break free from that.
Okay. So Kristen just has a lot of stress that she's carrying in her body, I feel like. So any body work would be positive for her. She also needs to work on her breathing and having more fun. So more self-expression. So using her voice more. So working around the throat chakra.
Okay. And she said, how do you break free from ruts?
The biggest thing would be learning more about the throat chakra. So how to trust yourself and how to communicate your feelings. Journaling is always a great place to start, because nobody else is listening. And then when we realize, oh, this is how I'm actually feeling, then we can express it.
Yeah. And then Marlene says, I have a lot of fear.
Yes, I already knew there was so much fear energy. So also she needs some fun, more fun. Everybody needs fun.
Yes.
We should be having a drink while we're doing this.
Yes. Everyone should just like turn on their favorite music after this and do like a dance party.
Yeah, even like beatbox. I feel like rapping right now. So I write poetry too, so we could turn that into rap.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, so when we laugh, it actually changes our vibration in our body. So it's like anything that we're carrying around the throat and the heart, when we laugh, it's like it vibrates out of us. So listening to some comedy would be also positive, especially for Marlene. She just needs to like let things go, like let everything go. Combining all different energy healing method works better on in person. I started doing a lot of distant work. I'm not sure why I'm echoing. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Do you want to turn down your volume and see if that might work? Because sometimes it's just a little bit too loud and it picks up a little bit. See if that helps you.
So distant healing is better.
Okay, awesome.
Distant healing is just as great as in person. It really is. So that comes down to trusting. And if you believe in something, then it will be helpful. But if you feel like it won't work, then that's kind of the belief that you're putting out there.
Right.
So I just suggest trying it one time, and if you find it helpful, then continue. But it's worth the risk. Like, get out of your comfort zone and just trust that it is beneficial, because I find it very beneficial. I do phone readings. I find it easier to do a phone reading than I do in person, because there aren't any distractions, and we're really able to focus on you, and even not looking at the person can be even more helpful. Yeah.
Awesome. And then Anne-Marie was agreeing, so like the yoga laughing.
Definitely. I actually feel a lot better in my shoulders too, because as we all laugh, we like together carry similar vibrations, right? And I think that's what other people have going on in the group, is a lot of their fear is actually other people's fears. So going back to who we're around, if we have fear around us, so if you're married to a man that's scared of everything, like he doesn't want to change his diet and he doesn't want to exercise because maybe he's overweight and something like that, then that's how we start to feel about ourselves, because we become frustrated with their fears. So just acknowledging that we, as everybody that's watching is probably sensitive, so identifying with, are these my feelings or are these their feelings?
Right.
So I'd say a lot of the people here, their fears are actually other people's fear that they're feeling.
Yeah. That totally makes sense. So do you want to tell them all the different ways that they can reach out to you after the show? I know some other people asked some questions. So if you guys want to keep asking, maybe she'll check some comments later and see if anything resonates with her to reach out for. But how can they follow you online and get in touch?
Yeah, so I just moved to Moncton about a year ago, and I was a bit of a homebody, didn't know anybody. And then the last, I'd say, few months, I really started connecting. So I connected with Laura at the the trade show.
Expo, yeah.
Yeah. And I met a Nick as well and did my theta healing training. So I work from home, but I do a lot of work online now as well. So if you book an appointment in Moncton, then you come to my home. I do a little bit I was working out of Mystic Moons, but now I'm at Boutique Mistral gift shop, which I believe did you also work there or did some stuff?
I've done a bunch of workshops there. They're really lovely.
Yeah, yes, very good energy there. I love it.
Yeah.
So I'm on Instagram at Robin's Healing. So I do live readings on there as well. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I have a website, which is www.robinshealing.com.
Awesome.
And I have all my services there. So I'd say most of my services are around like $60 or so, and that's about an hour, but you can combine anything you want in that service. So I'm pretty flexible. I tend to go overtime because I am attached to people's healing sometimes. So I'm really working on doing a 1 hour session, and then you kind of become a client of mine, so we can work on multiple things. Right. But regardless, even if you just did like a personal reading with me for 15 minutes, you may find that you're going to get a whack of information that are going to become tools for you to kind of get on your path. And it may mean that you're going to do a level 1 with me, or it may mean that we never talk again, but sometimes you're just planting that seed for people. And I have a telephone number as well that I no longer share online. But if you inbox me or email me, my email is robinshealing@gmail.com as well. So I'm very open, and I do still do lots of free stuff as well. So I'm not against helping anybody if they're in a hard place, if they're not able to pay either.
Okay. Sounds good. And Krista says, love this. And this was such a great show. I highly encourage you guys to reach out to Robin. She's amazing. I'm having an appointment later today by distance.
Awesome.
Because my guides are like, yeah, you need to do this. Pay attention.
Yeah. And I actually feel like amethyst is like another awesome stone for people. Anybody that feels like they need grounding or they want to learn more about energy, amethyst is like a perfect crystal to just meditate with, or like you can talk to it if you want to, and just ask it some questions about your body, and it may give you more information about yourself through stones. I also have a black one here, which is for protection. So I feel like a lot of people watching are very sensitive, like I said. So understanding that we do have tools that we could just purchase. I sell jewelry as well.
Awesome. You have a million just awesome things going on.
And just the color blue is also coming through for you guys. So learning to just trust yourselves and really work on expressing your feelings, even if it's not like you're not sure about something, just say it anyway, because there's a good chance it's going to resonate with somebody somewhere.
Yes, definitely. And I highly encourage you to do that, because the more I've spoken my truth over the years, the more people are like, oh my God, I needed that message at that exact time. So trust it, even if it feels like going outside your comfort zone and a little bit scary to do it at first. Definitely trust it, because it helps you and it supports the other person who's here to hear it as well.
Yes. So thank you so much. And I will go back and I will respond to people, especially if they still have questions.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's just technology today.
Yep.
So I really appreciate you having me on your show as well. I'm very grateful.
Yay. Yes. Thank you so much. And everyone, thank you so much for joining. If you got value from it, if you just loved all the awesome energy readings that we were doing, definitely share it with any friends or family members that you feel would definitely recommend it to. Oh, and Anne Marie says, I have some crystals that I use too. Awesome. I love crystals. And be sure to make the Love and Light show a habit in your life to increase your vibration, to have more positivity and love and light in your life. So I'll be back next Monday. Sending you guys so much love and light. Bye.